Hi everyone, this is Erica again, and I'm here to bring you my latest recipe using a wonderful new product. It's Philadelphia cooking cream. This is really great stuff. It's got wonderful flavor. It's so easy and versatile to use. It's good in just about anything. In fact, it's good just by itself. You can just eat it with a spoon. Today I'm bringing you a recipe that's sure to impress, but is relatively simple to make. The hardest part is in the preparation of the meat. I'm bringing you today a stuffed London broil. I have here a pretty good sized London broil. For this recipe you want to get one nice and thick. You can have it butterflied. Either butterfly it yourself or you can ask your butcher to do it for you. Now because London broil is a very lean cut of meat, it tends to be a little thick, so you also want to get out your handy dandy tenderizer and literally beat the tar out of this thing to get it nice and tender, so it'll be easy to cut and chew once it's served. So what I've done, I have got myself a nice thick London broil that I've butterflied. I've actually butterflied this because it was kind of skinny into 3, so it's like a pamphlet. Traditionally a butterfly you just do it once and open it like a book, and then you gotta pound it. And I don't mean like, well, you gotta dig deep and uncork that bottle of rage you got hidden down there and just really... Once you have everything pounded out, you want to flip it over, do both sides, have it nice and thin. You don't want to pound it so hard though that you break through, so you have to rein yourself in a little bit. Once you got it out and you spread it out nice and flat, it's time for us to make our filling. And our filling starts out with, of course, one 10-ounce tub of Philadelphia cooking cream. We're using the Italian cheese and herb flavor. And this stuff is so delicious. Oh my god, I want to eat some right now. But so many things you can do with this great new product. It really helps bring out your inner chef. So once we get all of that in there, and you can see it's a lot like cream cheese but much softer. It's much more spreadable and just bursting with good flavor. When you use this stuff, especially this particular flavor, you really don't have to add a lot of seasonings because everything that you need is just right in here. So once we get that in a bowl, we're going to add to that about 3/4 of a cup of fontina cheese. This is a soft Italian cheese. If you can't find it, because sometimes these kind of more obscure cheeses are difficult to find, mozzarella, whole milk mozzarella is a perfectly acceptable substitute. To that we're also going to add our other seasonings. We're going to start with about 3 or 4 chopped sun-dried tomatoes. These were packed in oil. I like the oil packed kind a lot better. I find the dried ones sometimes get papery, or they don't reconstitute well, so I always stick to the oil ones. I've got 2 slices of deli hard salami that I've chopped up kind of small. I've got a clove of chopped garlic. It's about 2 green onions, the green and white parts that I've chopped, and this is about a 1/4 cup of chopped frozen spinach that's just thawed and squeezed out of all the liquid. This actually is optional. I'm putting it in today because I have a little bit extra laying around that I'd like to use up. We'll see how that goes over with husband. He swears he doesn't like spinach. Of course, he eats it every time I feed it to him, so I don't. As long as he doesn't know it's in there, he eats it. And we're going to mix that all together. And now to help this stuffing kind of bind together, I'm going to also add a 1/2 cup of unseasoned breadcrumbs. You don't want to use the seasoned variety because the cooking cream's got all the seasonings you need. You don't want too much of a good thing in there. So I've got here about a 1/2 cup panko crumbs I'm using. These are just plain breadcrumbs. I'm going to hold back a little bit. We'll see how this comes together. If I think it's stiff enough, I may not use all of it. So, no, we're going to use it all. 1/2 cup. And we're going to combine all of that together, and that will be our stuffing. And that's all there is to it. So once we get this all incorporated, we are going to smother it down our nicely butterflied and pounded London broil. So I'm just going to plop it right on there. We're going to bring it all the way to the edge on one side, but on the other edge we're going to leave about 1 inch, because as we roll this, it will push over to the side. We don't want it all squishing out. So let me move this out of the way. So we're just going to kind of smear this around, get it all spread out. Ooh, it smells so good. I wish you could smell this. Everything. Oh, and it looks beautiful too. It's going to be so delicious. I can't wait for her husband to come home so he can eat it. He's going to be a happy boy. This is some good vittles right here. Okay, so we've got that all kind of spread out in a nice even layer. We're going to roll this up. We're going to start on one end, and we're just going, just like a jelly roll. And just keep going until we reach the other end. You can see it's kind of wanting to squish over. Alright, and that's it. Now, the last and final step, we're going to tie this sucker up so that all that good stuff stays inside. So we're going to do, you know, some people have their preferred method of tying, whatever works, as long as it keeps everything inside. That's the right way to do it, if you ask me. I'm not too particular about technique when it comes to that. So, we're just going to bring it through. Ooh, I think I might have cut this a little long. And there we go. Keep going all the way down until you get the whole thing all tied up. And once you get it tied up, we're going to put it into a 350-degree oven for about 45 to 50 minutes until it's cooked through. And then you're going to want to let it rest for about 5-10 minutes before we slice into it. So I'm going to finish tying this roast, and then we'll come right back and we'll pop it in the oven. I'll show you what it looks like before it goes in, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out, so stay tuned. Okay, so now we see we have our roast all tied up. It's ready to go in the oven. We're going to bake it at 350 degrees for about 50 minutes, give or take a little depending on your oven. And then we're going to pull it out, we're going to let it rest for a little bit, and we're going to slice it into rounds to serve, and it'll make just a lovely presentation. It really is an impressive looking dish. And as you can see, it really wasn't that complicated to make. So I'm going to pop this in the oven, and we'll be back in about 50 minutes to show you the finished product. Okay, it's been about 50 minutes. Our roast is now cooked through. I've let it sit on the counter with the foil tent on it for about 5 minutes to give the chance for those juices to redistribute throughout the roast, and it's ready to carve and serve. So we will unveil. Ta-da! See, it's still pretty warm. Steam's still coming off of it. First thing we're going to do, and some people like to leave the string on until after it's cut. I like to get it out of the way because I find it's difficult to cut through with a knife. So we're just going to get rid of that, at least the cross ones, and then I can slice in between fairly easily. But it comes off pretty easy. We just cut it away, and we are ready to carve this delicious, inexpensive, and fairly simple to prepare meal. Now, if you really want to impress your guests, you don't want to give them the ends, because it's not nearly as pretty looking as the center. So we'll go right for the middle so you get the full effect. So we're just going to give it a quick cut. Make sure you got a nice sharp knife. Ooh, look at all that good stuff coming right out. Didn't quite go. Okay, plate that right up. Oh, it smells so good. I'm just dying to lick this. And we're plating this today with some sauteed zucchini that I've cut into ribbons and a pesto risotto that's absolutely delicious. In fact, this cooking cream would be good at a risotto. It's so easy and versatile to use, I can't stop coming up with ideas for it. But anyway, here you have it. Stuffed London broil with pesto risotto and sauteed zucchini. A meal ready to impress any guest. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. Thanks!